Hi, this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. This is actually part 2 of why did I buy these reels. Interestingly enough, my neighbor, less than a mile away from me, he had a tackle shop that he closed, and brought some stuff back as they were kind of clearing out the building. And he's retired, and he decided he was going to have a garage sale. And boy, did I kind of find myself into a good position there. And I went on Friday. This was a weekend-long garage sale. I went on Friday, and I found quite a few reels that were interesting projects for our YouTube videos. When I did that, I thought that I was done. And while it was kind of afternoon on Sunday, he was getting ready to wrap up, I just happened to be in the area and kind of passed the place. And I just wanted to make sure that I didn't miss anything. Well, it was a good thing that I stopped by. He told me that after I had left on Friday, he remembered that he had a group of reels that were sitting in one of his bins that were project reels. Everyone had something wrong with them. And I had left my card with him. He said he was going to call me, but wasn't that a great idea that I had showed up. And, well, showing up meant that I could buy some more. And we're going to go over what I purchased and why I purchased it. And, well, we'll see what projects come out of this. First one is very interesting. I bought about 5 or 6 of these boxes. It's UncleJosh.com. He's out of business. And Uncle Josh made pork rind baits. So these are kind of like what was the Gulp, predecessor to Gulp. And they came in all kinds of different shapes and flavors. This one looks like a frog. They're actually made out of, well, pork rinds. And they were cured. And some look like crickets, some look like frogs, some look like worms, kind of a little bit like otter tails. Well, I bought 6 boxes of these. They were at closeout pricing. He has no use for them. He doesn't fish them. And, well, he's just looking. He knew that I had been by earlier, and he said, let's just make a deal on those. Anybody need a power knob or a knob for your drag adjuster? Some of these I don't know. I mean, some of them you can look at and know that that's the Olympic reel. Some of these, well, you just can't tell, right? So it's funny. I have a reel that's been sitting on my workbench now. It has to be 2, maybe 3 years. One of my customers gave it to me. It's right here in this baggie. It's a Browning reel, and I have yet to find the adjuster knob for this particular reel. Those of you that know Browning know that Browning was a design house. It's the one that's famous for their guns, but they would always contract manufacture the actual production of the reels. So they didn't build the reels. And what you got or where you got it, well, that was kind of a surprise all around and made parts difficult. One of the parts that's difficult is that little adjuster button. We had a whole box of them. Those usually resulted from the reels being serviced, and probably this was the only thing that could be salvaged from them. I think that's maxed out. So at any rate, I bought the whole box. Who knows? If I find one to fit that Browning reel, it was all worth it. All right. Well, here's the project reels, and let's just take a quick look at all. He said something's wrong with all of them. So here is it's a Shimano Speedmaster 300. It's a very nice reel. It's got the quick release. I don't know. Maybe that's what's wrong. I don't know. Everything seems to be working other than it's a little rough. I don't know. We'll find out. Here's a treasure. And now I got to go treasure hunting. So this is the Daiwa Whiska. It's the SS Tournament. It's the 3000. It's got the, I believe we call these the pit reels. It's got the big flange with the spool that goes up and down. It's missing the spool on this one. So I want to see if I can't find the spool for that. It will be a treasure if I am able to replace it. This thing is smooth. I think we've kind of looked at the drive underneath on these tournament reels. They're beautiful drives. This is a heavy-duty one with a lot of spool capacity, and I'm just going to see if I can't find that darn spool. So that was worth it. I have a Daiwa 27H. That 27H is a beautiful reel, but as you'll notice, it's turning, but the reel is not turning. The worm drive is turning, but that's not moving. So we have a bad line guide pawl. Well, I should be able to find one of them. We also have a missing stud on the free spool release. And that, if nothing else, maybe we'll show you a bush fix for that. It just involves simply putting a small screw through there and studding it out on the other side. So, interesting one. Here's a agility. That I believe is a Shakespeare. I don't know if this one's even going to be worth saving. We don't have the spool tensioner cap. Might be able to find one. They're not very expensive reels to start. Here's a Daiwa RG 1600. Always use these for parts, and I may even have the spool that goes to this one, so we'll see. Next up then is a huge one. It's a Shimano. This is the Shimano Custom. This is a big reel. I think Christopher will probably recognize it. It's the Custom 6000, and it is a rear drag system. You typically do not find that rear drag system on a reel of this size. Almost always you're going to have a top drag there. The reason for that is rear drag systems do not have the max drag that a top drag system can have. This is it's going to be a stack, and I imagine we'll find 4 or 5 or 6 drag washers in here to make up that max drag. But for the most part, you just won't find a Shimano Custom that has that kind of yeah, so we don't have an anti-reverse on this one. But other than that, the reel is in good condition. Well, this one's always fun. This is the Daiwa Mini Mite, and I believe this one has a bad bail. But he was straightforward, said, look, something's wrong with every one of them. Don't think that you're getting anything that is going to be a surprise. Same thing here. I believe this is the bail trip. This bail is stuck. This is the Shakespeare 2210. Number 2, and that bail is stuck there. Well, the one that may save the whole purchase, it wasn't a very expensive purchase, but I have a pen. I believe this might be the 710. I'm going to have to check. Reel in a Bag project. So the fellow told me he had sold this reel, $75. He's got the sticker right on it. Somebody took it home, took it apart, and well, it wound up in the bag. Gee, where does that sound familiar? So I may actually have my my work cut out for me there. But I've got a Reel in the Bag project on that one. And then we have a couple of other things here before we leave. We managed to get a couple of his lures, the little worms. I have a big spool here. I'm going to have to identify that spool. Kind of looks, well, that pipe cleaner kind of thing is kind of got an orifice on it, but I'm not sure what it might be. I also have a smaller one. I'm going to have to see if there's any labeling. Oh, Rottie. Okay, this is a Rottie spool. So maybe the other one is the larger Rottie. That could be. And then 2 more. I have a Syncopate 1000, which is the Shimano lightweight reel. I don't know what's going on with it. I like these, and you can generally repair these. Oh, we got a knock there. So some of these may actually become videos that say, here's how you identify what's wrong with the reel. I think I've just identified it already. I've got probably a backwards installed anti-reverse clutch if this has the anti-reverse. Spin it backwards, but you can't spin it forward. Something's going on there. Fortunately, with that one in the box, I have the schematic diagram. So if you want to see me working on these reels, if you want to learn why these reels failed, if you want to see more about the way they're made and how they come apart and how you do problem diagnosis and things like that, I would ask you to subscribe to my channel. If you do subscribe to my channel, please hit the notification button, and you'll see exactly when these are being worked on, and you'll be able to view the ones that you would find appropriate. This one kind of looks like a Japanese-made one. I got a whole bunch of stuff here in Japanese. This is a 2000T Regal LS. He said it's brand new. It got stuck somehow. And the person brought it back, and it was right at the time that he was closing his shop. And he said, I didn't have time or energy or desire to try to send this one back to the distributor and get credit on it. I just simply threw it in the box, and well, there it is. So we're going to see what's going on with that. Maybe we can even save this one. So what did we get here? We got a lot of reels. They're all in need of repair. There's 1 or 2 I think can go fishing tomorrow. Probably that Reel in a Bag project. Maybe this one gets solved Maybe we solve that syncopate one. This one should be able to solve. I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but bail problems generally are somewhat easily solved. We got some Rough Riders in there. I'd like to find the spring on the Mini-Mite. I like that one a lot. And, well, we got some more things for videos, which is kind of what I like to do. I like to find those subjects for the videos and then make sure that I can transfer the knowledge that I've gained on these to you so that you can learn from them as well. That's the whole idea behind Second Chance Tackle, teaching you how to work on your reels, how to keep them running, and maybe how to avoid some of these things that just kind of wind up in a box because nobody's been able to work on them. So I hope you've enjoyed that. If you did, please like the video. If you're a first responder or essential personnel, thank you for everything it is that you do. I really do appreciate you putting your lives on the line and keeping us safe during the pandemic. To everybody, please stay safe, stay well, stay watching, and have a great day fishing. This is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle.